Hello everybody! If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 478, The Whisper in the Walls, Part 2, Upper Beginner. Lucy thought moving to a new village would end her nightmare. She left the old house, the rusty key and the whisper behind. Her new home was small and bright, with white walls and big windows. She worked at a flower shop, arranging roses and lilies. Life felt normal again, but the whisper wasn't gone. One night, Lucy woke to a familiar sound. "Lucy!" the voice hissed from the walls. Her heart pounded. She checked every room, but the house was empty. In the kitchen, she found a rusty key on the counter. It looked exactly like the one she threw in the river. "No," she whispered, trembling. She locked the key in a drawer and called Mark. Mark arrived the next morning. His face was pale. "I heard it too," he said. "Last night, a voice in my house said your name." Lucy showed him the key. "This can't be real," she said. Mark frowned. "We destroyed the mirror and the diary. What's happening?" They decided to visit Mrs. Cole, the librarian, for answers. Mrs. Cole was sorting books when they arrived. Lucy told her about the whisper and the key. Mrs. Cole's eyes widened. "There's something I didn't tell you," she said. "Emma had a sister, Rose. Rose wrote that Emma made a deal with the shadow in the house. The shadow gave her power, but it trapped her soul. When you broke the mirror, you might have freed the shadow, not Emma." Lucy felt sick. "So the whisper is the shadow?" she asked. Mrs. Cole nodded. "It follows you because you touched the diary. It wants a new home, your body." Mark clenched his fists. "How do we stop it?" Mrs. Cole gave them an old map. "Rose hid a box in the woods. It has a charm to trap the shadow. Find it." Lucy and Mark followed the map to a dark part of the woods. The air was cold and the trees whispered in the wind. They found a stone marked with a strange symbol. Under it was a metal box, locked with a small keyhole. Lucy's hands shook as she used the rusty key. The box opened, revealing a silver pendant shaped like a star. A note inside said, "Wear the pendant. Say the shadow's name 3 times to trap it." "What's the shadow's name?" Mark asked. Lucy remembered Emma's diary. One word appeared many times. Vox. It meant voice in an old language. "It must be Vox," Lucy said. She put on the pendant. The air grew heavy. The whisper screamed, "No, you can't stop me." The ground shook and a dark figure appeared, a shadow with glowing eyes. Lucy's voice trembled. "Fox!" she shouted. The shadow laughed. "You're too weak," it said. Lucy felt the pendant grow warm. She shouted again, "Fox!" The shadow stepped closer, its eyes burning. Mark grabbed Lucy's hands. "You can do this," he said. Lucy took a deep breath and yelled, "Fox!" The pendant glowed brightly. The shadow screamed as it was pulled into the star. The light faded and the woods were silent. Lucy and Mark returned to the village, exhausted. They gave the pendant to Mrs. Cole, who locked it in a safe. "The shadow is trapped," she said, "but never touch it again." Lucy nodded. She wanted to forget everything. She and Mark burned the map and the note. The whisper was gone. But weeks later, a new twist came. Lucy got a package with no name. Inside was a small mirror. Her reflection looked normal, but the mirror felt cold. She smashed it, afraid of another curse. That night she dreamed of Rose, Emma's sister. "You did well," Rose said, "but the shadow has friends. Be careful." Lucy woke up, her heart racing. Lucy decided to end the curse for good. She visited a priest in the village who blessed her house and buried the pendant deep in the churchyard. The whispers never returned. Lucy's life became peaceful again. She worked at the flower shop, laughed with Mark, and slept without fear. The shadow was gone, and no new keys appeared. The woods stayed quiet, and the village forgot the old stories. Lucy learned to trust her strength. She kept no mirrors in her house, just in case. The nightmare was over, and she was free. The whisper in the walls was silent forever. Vocabulary notes. Pendant, noun. Definition: a piece of jewellery that hangs from a chain, often worn around the neck. Example: the box opened, revealing a silver pendant shaped like a star. New example: she wore a heart-shaped pendant that her mother gave her. Similar words: necklace, a piece of jewellery worn around the neck, often with a pendant. Example: her necklace had a blue stone. Charm, a small object worn on jewellery for decoration or luck. Example: the bracelet had a lucky charm. Amulet, an object worn to protect against evil or bring luck. Example: he carried an amulet in his pocket. Tremble, verb. Definition: to shake slightly because of fear, cold, or excitement. Example: Lucy's voice trembled. "Vox!" she shouted. New example: his hands trembled as he opened the mysterious letter. Similar words: shake, to move quickly back and forth, often from emotion or force. Example: the dog shook after getting wet. Shiver, to shake from cold or fear. Example: she shivered in the icy wind. Quiver, to shake slightly, often with emotion. Example: her lips quivered as she cried. Glow, verb, can also be a noun. Definition: to give off a soft, steady light or to shine with warmth or emotion. Example: the pendant glowed brightly. New example: the stars glowed in the clear night sky. Similar words: shine, to give off or reflect bright light. Example: the sun shone on the lake. Gleam, to shine with a soft, polished light. Example: the polished table gleamed. Sparkle, to shine with small, quick flashes of light. Example: her eyes sparkled with joy. Trap, verb, can also be a noun. Definition: to catch or hold someone or something so they cannot escape. Example: say the shadow's name 3 times to trap it. New example: the spider trapped the fly in its web. Similar words: capture, to take or catch something by force or skill. Example: the police captured the thief. Ensnare, to catch in a trap or trick. Example: the fox was ensnared by the net. Confine, to keep within limits or a small space. Example: the dog was confined to the yard. Curse, noun, can also be a verb. Definition: a magical spell or force that causes harm or bad luck. Also, a wish for something bad to happen. Example: Lucy decided to end the curse for good. New example: the village believed the old well was under a curse. Similar words: spell, a magical influence or charm, often in stories. Example: the wizard cast a spell on the door. Hex, a magical curse meant to harm someone. Example: she thought a hex caused her illness. Jinx, a person or thing that brings bad luck. Example: he called the broken mirror a jinx. Story written by Grok 3 AI. Image created by Grok 3 AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.